Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's Slayer Sunday, where I will be talking about and reviewing all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order. Today I'm looking at Season 2, Episode 3, School Hard. The episode begins with Snyder reading the riot act to Buffy and this girl Sheila. Buffy's in trouble because she burned down a school building, which could be a reference to the old science building that was set ablaze in the previous episode, and Sheila is in trouble because she stabbed a bitch. Lovely! Snyder threatens them with expulsion, but gives them one last chance to redeem themselves by doing the preparation for parent-teacher night in a few days. Sheila doesn't give a shit, but Buffy is on board with the idea of not getting kicked out of school. That night, a car crashes through the Sunnydale sign. This is Spike. He's happy he's home.
Home sweet home.
And into the credits we go. The vampires are trying to decide on a new leader, but nobody wants the job because Buffy will just kill them. This guy, I shall name him Dickface McGee, mentions the night of St. Vigius that will make them stronger, and he plans to kill the Slayer, but Spike interrupts, unimpressed by all his bravado. He's just about to tell Colin about the two Slayers he killed when his girlfriend Drusilla comes in. She is crazy like a bag of cats, but Juliet Landau does an amazing job portraying her with equal parts creepy and unhinged. It's clear Spike will do anything for her, and their relationship is pretty weird, and he announces they're going to be taking up residence. Joyce finds out about parent-teacher night and threatens Buffy with a lifetime of being grounded if her teachers don't give her a glowing report. She says that while good grades aren't the end of the world, she doesn't want to have to move again if Buffy gets kicked out. I think that's fair. My mum was like Joyce. She was happy with me being an average student academically as long as I behaved myself. The next day, Willow is helping Buffy with her banners because Sheila hasn't shown up. Just as Buffy's listing off all the things she has to deal with, Giles comes up and adds another one to her plate. Some big vampire crusade is due to happen on Saturday, and she just adds it to the list, making Giles question her commitment to slaying. Buffy is not impressed.
Okay, well, if my slaying doesn't get me expelled, then I promise my banner making won't get me killed, okay?
And Willow and Xander offer to lighten the workload for her by helping with the prep work. Snyder saunters up and notices Sheila is absent, but Buffy covers for her just as she staggers in, clearly hungover. Spike spies on Buffy that night as she's dancing at the Bronze, and then causes a diversion to get Buffy outside. He watches as she wails on Dickface McGee, who he sent out to attack a girl, and when Xander chucks her a steak, she turns him into dust. Spike steps out of the shadows, applauding her, and tells her that come Saturday, he's going to kill her. But his night isn't over yet because he lures Sheila away from her two dates who he leaves dead in the alley. The gang goes back to the library to research Spike, but Angel comes in spouting his Wikipedia page before vanishing suddenly again.
Okay, that's it. I'm putting a collar with a little bell on that guy.
Drusilla is being weird again, and Spike is concerned that she's not eating properly, so gives her Sheila as a snack. It's parent-teacher night, and Buffy's one mission is to keep Joyce away from Principal Snyder, but the inevitable happens. Meanwhile, Giles finds a record of Spike, aka William the Bloody, who tortured his victims with a railroad spike, hence the nickname. And although he's younger than Angel, he's fought and killed two Slayers. Joyce gets back from her meeting with Snyder and tells Buffy they're leaving now. But that's when Spike and his vampires attack, because screw waiting for Saturday, am I right? Spike locks the school down while Buffy ushers everyone into a classroom, and Willow saves Cordelia from a vamp attack before dragging her into a closet. Doors are barricaded while the vamps cut the power, and oh great, now I can't see shit! Spike is pissed that his men lost track of Buffy, so he takes it out on this poor teacher by breaking his neck. With the phone lines down, Giles sends Xander through the old cellar under the stacks to go find Angel. Joyce notes something was wrong with their attackers' faces, and Snyder says they're just a drugged up gang and wants to climb out of the window. But Buffy stops him. She goes up into the air vent to try and get the element of surprise, but Spike hears her.
Someone's in the ceiling.
However, she does surprise Giles, who was on his way out to fight the vampires when she drops into the library. He wants to help her, but Buffy wants him to focus on getting Joyce to safety. Would this be a good time to suggest holy water in the sprinkler system and setting a fire? No? Okay. Well, this teacher isn't going to hang around, and despite Joyce telling him he's a moron, he takes his chances climbing out the window. It doesn't go well. Buffy falls out of the ceiling again, gotta work on those dismounts, girl, and kills a vamp who was trying to get at Joyce. Then she runs into Sheila, who picks up an axe before Angel is warmly greeted by Spike, who bro out while Xander is held under his arm. Sheila is now a vampire, unsurprisingly, but Giles yells a warning just in time for Buffy to avoid disaster, and in the ensuing fight, she's able to take out this guy. Sheila doesn't want to face the same fate and makes a run for it, allowing Joyce, Snyder, and the surviving teachers to make it out of the building. "You are going out of the building, right, Joyce?" Spike clearly doesn't believe Angel's bullshit story and punches him before sending his vamps after him and Xander. But he can't follow because Buffy is right behind him. She challenges him to a weaponless fight, and I never understand this trope. Just cut his damn head off! They go at it, not in the way they will in a few seasons' time, and oof. Did they not get a stunt double with convincing Spike here? He gets the upper hand, but Joyce bonks him on the head with an axe. Yes, queen! Annoyed, he buggers off and the two Summers women hug it out. With the police on the scene, we learn that the Chief and Snyder have been covering up vampire activities for quite some time. Joyce tells Buffy that she's proud of her for being resourceful and brave, even if academically she's a troublemaker. See? Joyce is the best! But wait, Cordelia and Willow don't know it's over and are still stuck in the cupboard. Spike goes back to Colin with his tail between his legs, although not really because he chucks that little kid in a cage and cooks him extra crispy. So there's a bit to go through in this episode. We get the fan favourite Spike joining the party, and we see the end of Colin, who was supposed to be the big bad of the season, but Andrew J. Furchland, who played him, was just growing up too damn fast. Holy crap, he's my age! That's bonkers! Spike was initially supposed to be around for only a few episodes, but James Masters made such an impression on the fanbase that he became a main cast member on both this show and Angel. I enjoyed this episode because it brought back the balancing act between Buffy's two lives that I enjoyed so much in the season 1 episode Never Kill a Boy on the First Date, so it's kind of funny that the Anointed's first and last appearances were those 2 episodes. Now I'm probably going to upset some people by saying that I'm pretty indifferent about Drusilla, but I can't deny that she's not played incredibly well. Spike's appearance shakes up the series and we start getting more of an insight into Angel's backstory, as well as the seedy underbelly of Sunnydale's law enforcement. It's nice to have a lot of Joyce in this episode, and the events in School Hard sow the seeds for both her disdain for Snyder and her weird friendship with Spike in the seasons to come. Now before we get to the death count, I've got to mention that I met James Masters recently at Comic-Con and he was super lovely. Even though the queue was insane to go meet him, I highly recommend it if you get the opportunity. Stand in that line for ages, because he really is such a lovely guy. This episode sees our highest death tally so far with 10. 4 humans making their first appearance on the count this season, Sheila's 2 dates who were killed by Spike, the poor teacher who got his neck broken, also by Spike, and this guy who took his chances out the window. We have 2 transformations, Sheila, who we never see again, sired by Drusilla, and we can finally add Colin to the list because even though he's never seen with his fangs out, his sunlight death on screen confirms what we already knew. Finally, we have 4 vampire deaths. The first 3 killed by Buffy, Dickface McGee, Dorvamp, and Sheila's tag team partner, and finally Colin, who was microwaved by Spike. That brings our running total to 4 humans, 2 transformations, 11 vampires, and 1 zombie. So there you have it. That was School Hard. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, share and subscribe. I'll speak to you soon, and don't let the vampires bite.